Hi, this is the second part of the solution, which is about the solution at one of the domains. So this is about the substitute for the customer MDM, the master data management solution at work done at the major luxury retail fashion retailer. So high level problem description is challenge. There is no customer MDM because of the budget issues, and we wanted to enable the effective personalization to the upstream application, the big browser as well as the mobile applications which are getting the data from us. We are the analytics team, the customer and the marketing and data analytics team out here in Neiman Marcus. And if the data analytics team doesn't develop it, every upstream application, they will develop a solution in their silos. And rather than they focusing on the core business problem, they might waste their time, efforts, and money. So we were the ones who were responsible for developing this entire solution. So this solution is called UCID, the Universal Customer Identifier. So essentially, what it does it gets the data from various source systems, which is either internal to Neiman Marcus or it is external to Neiman Marcus, and then finally it stitches the data, do the processing of that data, do the various transformation, and finally it does the stitching of these various attributes so that our effective personalization and other insights about the customer can be provided to the various upstream applications. So essentially, I work with the upstream applications, that is Neiman Marcus Online and iSell, which is the store associated, which is using the mobile application to get their overall requirements, like what exactly they are looking for to do the personalization. Reached out to the various backend systems in terms of what customer identifier attributes, we call it CIAs, they are collecting on how they can share with us via real-time or batch manner. Created the data pipelines for these CIAs so that we can ingest data into the data lake. And then started designing strategy for how to stitch, mine, process, and transform this data so that it can be utilized for upstream application personalization engines. I chosen the spectral clustering algorithm to stitch the customer identifier attributes for the data coming from various sources. If I get into some very high level details about it, it's all about like this. For example, various CIS, they will be the nodes, and all these nodes, they are connected to each other using the events. Events would be like Thanksgiving sale, or maybe early birthday sale, or maybe a sale for the customer who has done tremendous amount of transactions on our website and on our store, and to give them some more personalized events, or maybe something on their anniversary, maybe a Halloween kind of event. Those kind of stuff, they are all called events. And sometimes store associates, they also create their events, like they want to call their top 5 or top 10 customers into a particular store and provide them the latest and upcoming brands from the various vendors. So all these events, they are connecting all these CIS. And what effectively we are doing in this entire algorithm is that we have a confidence factor and the overall length of CIs. Like each and every CIs, they're also given a priority. Like which CIs are more easy. For example, more easy to figure it out the entire customer identifier for this particular customer. For example, somebody providing the emails as somebody at the rate of someone at .com. That is a fake email. Somebody providing the phone numbers as 111. So we have the ignore list, which will simply reject all those records and provide a sophisticated usage process out here. And they will be also we will figure it out, for example, within two CIAs or the CIAs, how they are connected to each other. How exactly we can narrow it down to a particular usage based on all these CIAs. So, and this was a probabilistic kind of measure. It won't be a perfect science. It will be a probabilistic method. And we started working towards it. Finalize the CIAs, the email, phone, CSS ID, CMOS ID, customer address, Omnichar cookie. For example, Omnichar cookie provide you the visitor ID indicator high and low, where you can figure it out. This is the same customer because we are taking the keys from them and from various system, and they are providing better probabilistic usage for the customer. came up with the ideas for various configuration parameters and how they can be controlled by the business team, because business has to be aligned. They can configure the entire parameters. They can give a weightage so that when we are running this algorithm, we can have the adjacency weightage also for this CI and narrow down the overall list of the CIs out here. Figure out the overall tenure of the data to be collected. For example, we have the data from various sources, but what should be the tenure of the data that should be used? Like essentially, most of the customers the cookies are having generally the length of around 7 days or 30 days based on the devices they are using, and so it's of no use to have the cookies going beyond 6 months, because that's how we figure it out, because we also make changes on our website. So are we persisting those cookies or not? So those, and essentially the phone numbers, we can collect the data for quite number of ranges, because phone number doesn't change that often. So those were some of our parameters to figure it out, the overall tenure of the data to be collected. And then we implemented the entire solution in Cloudera Hadoop ecosystem on premise using MapReduce, Pig, Hive, and Spark, creating the entire data pipeline, batch as well as real time, to have this data available to the external world via our data lake in a low latency manner. So for the low latency, we move this data via various jobs and various processes into the in-memory stores. These in-memory stores, in case of Neiman Marcus Analytics team, is Couchbase, Cassandra, DataSets Cassandra, and Solar, Apache Solar. And then we expose the entire GETS usage call to the upstream systems via the RESTful services interface right now. And came up with a testing strategy in terms of how to test the overall effectiveness of this solution. So just to give you an example, Neiman Marcus Online, they use Risk11, which is a third-party personalization tool. So let's say if we are not having any usage process, how effective their personalization is. If we have the USAID having 6 CIAs, and the CIAs and the final result is having the USAID for a particular CIA which is having a confidence factor of 0.9, what is the effectiveness of the personalization? So to test the entire effectiveness, because that is very much required so that the in-house work can continue, or we need to reshuffle this entire in-house work with some other provider, third-party provider. So came up with this testing strategy, and after every release of this entire usage process, we also try to have the entire testing done so that we can show to the business that, okay, this is really impacting or helping them out or not. So this is about the entire universal customer identifier project to replace the customer MDM, which is not there in Neiman Marcus Online. Okay, this is Ashutosh Sharma for the second assignment.